I had some issues with it.
Me too. I had to
I
watch
like
it again
I
though
like
because
I like Yondu in the movie. I thought they
Oh
did a
my
really good job with
oh
him.
yeah,
god.
Yondu was amazing.
Never thought you'd feel feelings over Yondu.
Yeah, me neither, but I almost
I'm
cried.
Mary Poppins, bitches.
That's the best line in the film. I mean, I think I shared the little comic that somebody drew of just that interaction, where the expressions that he drew on Star Lord and Yondu say it all.
Mary Poppins.
Well, yeah, but it's the they're floating down. He looks up at him and says, "You look like Mary Poppins," smirking at him, and completely, ingenuously, Yondu looks back at him and says, "Who's Mary Poppins? Is he cool?" And there's this moment of hesitation where Star Lord's thinking about how to respond to this question and realizes that no, he deserves a win. He was a good dad, and says, yeah, he's cool.
Mary Poppins, yeah.
Oh,
I'm not sure
Mary
that was
Poppins,
ad-libbed.
yo. Possibly, but it was really impactful.
Yeah. I mean, I think Guardians of the Galaxy, I think how you look at it depends how you compare it with other things if you look at it as standalone. Because if you compare it with Marvel films in general or look at it as standalone, I suppose it was pretty good. But comparing it to the first Guardians, I don't think it holds up.
Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one. But
No.
it's a hard thing to do to make a sequel that's better than the original, especially when the original was so good.
Yeah. So I guess I had a little too high expectations. I'm expecting something just as good at the very best, and I didn't really get that. I felt like they tried to make it just as good, but didn't succeed at it. So I guess I feel like it was a little try hard. I don't like how they were constantly fighting one another during the entire film.
I don't know. I thought that was kind of an important thing. That these guys, there's very particular reasons that they work together.
Yeah, they're just like a dysfunctional family.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought
But
that them fighting throughout was kind of an important theme.
yeah, I do like the fact that they were fighting, but I don't think they should have taken 2 hours to go through that. They could have resolved it earlier and make it better later on, like they did in the Avengers. Like the Avengers didn't like each other during the first half of the film, and then they suddenly got a reason to fight together.
This went so much deeper than that, though. Like, I really did appreciate what happened in the Avengers.
It is because the Avengers are a team, but the Guardians are a family.
I suppose.
Like, that's the difference.
I mean, in a way, you could compare the Guardians of the Galaxy with our roleplay group.
Yes.
Constantly arguing, disagreeing, and fighting, but love each other like a family.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, that's
Totally.
how we all feel.
I totally. Yeah.
That's definitely how Leah looks at it. And this is the closest family she's ever gotten.
She burned her last family alive.
Well,
She
they
did.
weren't family. If anything, they were like holding her hostage.
That's not what orphanages are.
And I never said if they were
They're like
in it.
toddler prison.
Never said that that I actually killed anyone in that situation. I just said that I burned down the building. The rest is in your mind.
You actually never said that you burned down the building. You said that it burned down.
We just assumed you burned it down.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I guess. I seem to remember. No, yeah, right. I said that I was being threatened, and the next thing I remember, I was outside and the building was burning. Because from Leah's perspective, that is exactly what happened.
That is exactly what happened.
And Bendar at least assumes that Zephyr and you just like burned the building down.
Yeah. I guess there's more to uncover from her backstory. But right now we're too occupied trying to figure out more about writing, I suppose, and this island.
It was kind of sudden. Didn't expect to get to Arkosha until much later in the campaign. And so like, let's teleport to Arkosha.
It was worth it.
It has turned out pretty well. We killed a bunch of dragons and found a bunch of magic items.
Yeah, and now we need to get out of here. And then what? Go through Bromdor so we can reach.
Isn't there like a river between Bromdor and Aspara that we could sail up to and then down the river right to Everwatch?
Mm-hmm. The River Nalthus.
Yeah,
You
and
can
there's
get a
totally
boat, you
not
can
going to
sail
be
up
any
around the-
Bromdor soldiers along the riverbank.
I mean, it's a gigantic river. It really is. The river's what they call it because it eventually narrows down to something that is very river-like. But until that point, it's massive.
Yeah,
It's more like an inland sea until it narrows down.
But there's still going to be Bromdor soldiers all over the place. As far as we know, there's still at war.
we might not be able to sail directly to Overwatch. We might want to stop and then sneak in from other way. But since we can fly and teleport now, it shouldn't be an issue. So I guess we can only teleport one person. Except, you know what? No, we're already way too much.
Already way too much.
But because Shiva can only transport one person with her for the spell or whatever, which I'm not even sure if she took. But if she did take that one, I was like, just have her take Leah and all the rest of us get inside the bag of holding. And I was like, oh wait, Bruenor and Riken already make the bag already too overweight.
Getting inside a bag of holding is not usually a safe or intelligent way to travel. It's one of those things that you pull once in a campaign. You shove one person into the bag of holding, and you're like, well,
Yeah.
that worked, luckily. Could have died, didn't. All's good. We've transported people in bags of holding in my games in the past for short periods of time, just because.
What a really funny Game of Thrones comic. Dorkly, man.
Yeah, Dorkly.
Yeah, this is J-Hole. J-Hole is one of my favorite artists in Dorkly. He's amazing.
Indeed. I like all the little videos they make for like Facebook and whatnot. You see them flying around on Facebook anyway.
Yeah, but I see more of the trophy Facebook videos. I follow trophy a little more than I do Dorkly.
No, they just turn up in my feed. I don't follow them at all. Other people
Right.
follow them and they appear in my feed.
I see Dorkly and Trophy both comes from College Humor, so it's kind of the same guys.
Yeah, I love Owl Turd.
I mean, J-Hole has been a guest in Trophy several times.
Why is space
I wish I
so
found this group before I bought Hostel Room, but that's fine. I found a group on Facebook right after I ordered the Hostel Room flight, because then I knew that my trip to London is it's going to happen.
It's
So then I
gonna
went on Facebook
happen.
to see, well, is there any groups or events and stuff like that. And then I found a group that's called Loners. Loners at RTX London 2017. It's
Mhm.
pretty much a group created by people going there alone, so they can find others to be with. And that is perfect in my case,
Mm.
because I too am going there alone, but will find someone to be with.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
Not like that. The majority of them are dudes.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
There's one
No, it has
Swedish
to be different. Like boom, chicka, boom, boom.
god.
Hey, chicka, bump, bump.
Oh yeah, Red vs. Blue is taking on an interesting twist.
I don't know. I haven't watched this season at all yet.
Oh, you definitely should. It's a
I
good
get
season.
behind on these things. Like, it's not that I don't like them. I just like I get behind on them, and then I'll go, oh yeah, they finished season 15 now, didn't they? I'm gonna go binge every episode of it.
It has one more episode.
It does. See, I've missed Church. Church is my favorite character.
Yeah.
Epsilon.
No. No.
I
Alpha.
kept making that point. I kept making that point that after the it wasn't.
It's not church
Actually-
anymore,
Yeah, it wasn't in church. It looked like him and it sounded like him, but it wasn't him.
right? It's Epsilon.
Technically,
It's the
they were
memory
still the
of
same
church.
character though.
I just hope they never actually bring it back.
Yeah, I think
Because
it would diminish his sacrifice if they brought him back.
Yeah, and his story should
His
be over now.
sacrifice, where he believed that he was a ghost and wouldn't die from the imp, so no problem.
Not
guys.
that one. I think
No,
I think it's
have you not
you mean
seen
Epsilon
14?
sacrifice. Epsilon sacrifice in season 4,
Yeah.
season 13.
Yeah.
14 is on a huge case of alternate universes.
You're right. It's 15. 14 is the
13 is,
anthology.
yes. 14 has the Mercs and all those other episodes in there.
It has some really good episodes. Though. I love the one with Felix and Locus.
Mercs. Yeah, that's Mercs.
Yeah, that was probably the best arc in there.
Yeah.
Well, they spent
They-
all of their animation budget on those 3 episodes.
They're the best.
There were a lot of other people around. Like, you could hear the resentment at RTX. When the animations, I had a bunch of the animation panels in the room that I was working in, and so you would hear them. You know, somebody would say, how did you feel making this episode of season 14? Like, well, it would have been better if we'd had more of a budget, but the Mercs thing had to happen.
It was good.
Well,
episodes.
at least they did a really good job on the Mercs thing.
And the Tarantino-ish.
Mm-hmm.
I've been considering cosplaying as Felix for RTX. That's that episode. Because I can. But I'm not sure.
He's too wiry for me to cosplay. I'm too thick.
Yeah, my body size, my body shape is almost perfect. I'm a little too thin. But not enough for it to... Not enough for it to stick out when I'm in the costume.
Could we lose Thomas?
I know.
We lost Thomas.
The
It is
reason I might...
really like early in the morning for him.
Yeah.
But the reason I might not go for them is because I am going on a plane to another country, and I feel like taking with me a costume might be a little too much luggage.
I mean, it is just a suit.
Yeah, but a suit takes a lot of space. Because it can make it as small as it can many other sort of clothing. And I only bring a handbag and ordered for extra luggage something like that. Because I want to bring with me as little as possible just in case of theory. So I won't lose much.
So I've only ever been to one con. I went to the first year of Denver Comic Con. It was alright. There are a lot of lines. Not a lot to do, but got to meet her
Seriously.
today. That was cool.
Line
Yeah,
con.
I cannot
Will
hear.
be.
Cool. I cannot hear the word Denver without seeing a green dinosaur with an L guitar.
Why?
Not Denver, the Last Dinosaur. You never watched that as a kid?
Never even heard of that.
it has one of the coolest, well, lame coolest intro videos. It's so it's extremely fucking stupid, but I watched the hell out of it when I was young.
Denver, the last dinosaur.
Yeah. I think it's from the 80s. It could be from the 90s. It has a lot of 90s vibes to it. It's just the animation looked like it's come from the 80s. Yeah, 80s. 1988. He only had one season. He only lasted for 2 months. It was really shit, but I still watched the hell out of it.
It was really shit.
I watched Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles a lot. That was good. That was my favorite.
Which version? The 80s one?
Yeah, the 80s one.
Yeah, that one's actually good. It's kind of slow though, and it lost was too many seasons. I tried rewatching it, and I came to season 3 or something until I felt like, nah, no, I had enough
Yeah.
of this.
I've never tried to rewatch it, and I don't know if I've seen every episode or probably not. It was one of those things that I enjoyed watching as a kid because I was a kid.
I linked you the intro. It's so 80s. This might be the most 80s 80s TV series for kids. Wow, there's a lot of DuckTales related videos now.
And
Kinda makes sense.
Shouldn't there be?
The reboots happened last weekend. Only the first episode. I mean, the next one is in September. It's stupid. So that is a month between these things. But I watched the first episode and I really liked it. I think it had a good reboot so far. I mean, one episode in. Can't really say much of it for that, but other than how I feel like the direction they're taking and the performance of the voice actors and animation. I don't like the new art style, and I don't like the new intro video, but besides that, everything else is good. The voice acting is brilliant. I never thought David Tennant could make that good of a Scrooge.
Scrooge McDuck?
He actually do a really brilliant Scrooge McDuck. It's spot on. It's exactly as the character should be.
Huh.
And they kept different personalities of the triplings as they started doing in Quack Quack. So now they don't speak together, and they don't have the same voice, and they don't have the exact same personality as they did from the 90s and earlier.
I was
I
watching
think-
the. It's quite the thing.
I like that. I think the time of 3 identical characters is past.
What are you talking about?
Huey,
Like
Dewey,
Huey,
Louie.
I don't think kids these days are going to like that, of 3 characters being perfectly identical. Having them a little different also makes it more fun to write, because then you can write episodes that follow along specific characters. I think that just felt stupid if they tried in the old DuckTales, where the characters were pretty much the same.
Yeah, I had a
extreme problems.
DuckTales movie, and that was the only DuckTales I'd ever seen.
The DuckTales movie, I think that ended the entire thing.
I don't even know. I'm not even sure if it was actually. It might have just been a couple episodes on a VHS. I have a VHS that has DuckTales something on it that I watched a few times as a kid.
I watched reruns of the series. I mean, the series ended 2 years before I was born, so I can never actually watch it when it aired. But I watched reruns on. I cannot remember what channel because it didn't have a Disney channel yet. I think it might have been one Norwegian channel, TV2 or something. And we had some VHS tapes. And I rewatched the entire series a year ago. So I know every episode now, and comparing the new one to the old, I think it is an improvement. Because the old, as an 80s series, it was slow, took forever to get anything done, and it was extremely episodic, so the episode didn't really connect much. Which is also us. We don't really do that much these days.
Things are more serial now than they once were.
Yeah.
I like that. I think it's better. I'm looking forward to that new Star Trek. Because all the other Star Treks are pretty damn episodic. So.
Yeah, I do like it better when it's more serial. Because, well, today we watch things more than once. We binge it and we can watch it anytime we want from different web pages and home media if you still buy them.
Yeah, Netflix really changed the world.
Yeah. I mean, home media did this first, though, trying to make things more serial. That started with DVDs mainly. Because then people started to buy it and then they watched it again. So if they had more, if it was episodic, it didn't feel necessary to rewatch it. So suddenly watching the entire thing from first to last episode became important. Before that, you didn't need to. You just watched them randomly when they appeared on TV. What annoyed me the most with the old DuckTales is that it had a lot of scenes where they're supposed to be kind of dramatic and action, but they failed at keeping it that way because the animation was so slow. It was the same problem with Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, even more so there since that is an action series. I felt that slow animation makes it kind of hard for the scene to feel exciting and well, actiony, because nothing actually happens. A lot of anime has the same problem even today, which is why I usually avoid fighting animes, because I don't like that. If you're supposed to have a thrill-seeking action scene, it needs to be faster so you can actually feel it.
I mostly watch Naruto. That's the bulk of the anime I watch.
Are you watching the new stuff, Boruto?
I haven't actually finished all of the original Naruto. I still have like 10 episodes left of that I haven't watched.
But that's actually one thing I can uphold Hope, of course, for handling well. The old one, of course, not the new. Because it had a semi-slow animation since it was made in the early 90s. But it managed to keep fast, intense action scenes even with a slower animation. By the way it made the girl zoom around. That was a clever way of making you feel interested in the action scenes without actually having extremely expensive animation.
I noticed that still many anime don't know how to draw feet moving when people walk, so they avoid it, or when they draw it, it looks really bad.
Yeah.
So they
just
just
I get into anime moods. So it's like a lot of times I don't really watch anime, and then I'll get in an anime mood and I'll binge nothing but anime for a month straight. And then I'll stop watching anime for months.
I needed the right mood. Recently, I've been watching some Little Witch Academia.
Oh my god, I heard that the second core my friend was telling me that the second core just went on Netflix today.
Yeah, that is why I'm watching it, because I was missing that. I was halfway through season 2 and then I couldn't continue.
It's amazingly funny.
Yes, that is kind of weird, because I didn't expect it to.
Didn't expect
This
it.
is one of the animes that kind of surprised me. And I mean, I watched the movies first, and I weren't impressed by the movies at all. And then the series turned out to be just so much better.
Really? I loved the movies.
What?
Little Witch Academia.
I felt like they took too much inspiration from other things, and so much so that it almost felt like ripped. And yeah, there were several scenes I didn't really like, especially about the first. The second was okay. I could do with the second, but the first, no. But I heard that the movies, especially the first one, were created mainly for animators in training. It was never actually intended to be that big of a deal. It just succeeded on the internet, and suddenly they felt like they had to create more. The friend of mine that told me to watch this, this is the same person I had to talk about the role playing. Actually, she explained this to me, that the first film was actually just testing animation thing.
Possibly. I thought that it did well. Told a cute story.
Cute, yeah, definitely cute. But cute isn't enough.
With good characters. I wouldn't call anything cute if it wasn't also good.
I pretty much felt like most character, introduced a little bit like it's kind of a cliche.
Yes, because all characters in every genre are cliche at this point. You cannot have an original character. It's not possible. Because literally everything has been done.
I guess too heavily overused cliches though. Especially two of them. Akko and Diana.
The main two, the only ones that matter. None of the other girls really matter.
Yeah, which is again proving my point. I felt like they did it better in the series, because then they progress the characters a little, so you get a little more in them. And
well, it's interesting because the series takes place well before the movies, chronologically.
They have rebooted it. The things that happens in the movies doesn't happen.
I mean, they're literally, it's chronologically earlier in the movies. Akko is capable of performing magic.
Yeah, but
which she's not capable of doing in the series because
the whole
sucks.
staff situation is rebooted. In the movie, she finds the staff the first time. You do it in the first movie in the cellar, and now in the first episode, she finds it in the forest. So they are not the same. It's a reboot. They are not connected.
Either way around it, they were all good.
They don't actually have to watch the films. They have nothing to do with the series.
No, I never said you had to watch films to watch the series.
And my friend did, so I had a long argument with her about it. And she then said that, well, I thought you could use the films to see whether or not you would like it. And I'm like, okay, well, then you should have said that first. Because I was prepared for the series to take off after the films, and was completely disappointed when that wasn't the case.
No. Series is chronologically before most of the films. Except for the first one.
I'm gonna go though. Like you guys next week.
Maybe you'll find that magic longbow.
Yeah, he logged off before you said that.
I know.
But anyway, I'm going off too.
I'm just finishing this mission on StarCraft. I'm gonna go to sleep as well.
Yeah. I need to eat before going to sleep as I won't be able to. But then I'll see you around then.
Mm-hmm. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye. And suddenly I understand what happened. I think I've lost everybody. Or not? I'm still in a call with myself. That's impressive. Okay. Well, so I like it. I mean, it certainly looks prettier than it did. It is interesting that they very literally just reskinned it. They didn't fix any of the programming issues that existed before. The units look prettier, as I described earlier. They redid all the portraits, and yeah, we're out of resources for repairs at some point, right? Maybe they already have. Damn. Okay. Alright. Should be, yes. You know, it doesn't have the intelligence of smart formations. The units still get hooked up on, caught on terrain and on each other. So it's very reminiscent of the old days because it's exactly how the old days used to work. Ah, I just lost 8 Marines. And I lost a Wraith. And I lost all my Wraiths. things everywhere. Alright, we can finally call this mission done. Machine shops have a ton of health. You're done. Hooray! Victorioso. Alright, that's enough for one night. Time for work. So, good night, everybody.